To the Green Bay Packers as they. No longer us and we. He has they'd the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers went on the Pat McAfee show and announced his decision today. Whether that means it's decision day or not, we'll leave that for others. But we learned of Aaron Rodgers' decision today that Aaron Rodgers wants to play football, and he wants to do that for the New York Jets. 844-770-3776. Our first Iron Jock poll question. Are you sad or relieved that Aaron Rodgers let the world know he wants to be traded to the Jets? This is Rutledge and Hamilton. We're live from the Spark Building. I am Jim Rutledge. He is Matt Hamilton. Hello. Sad boy Matt Hamilton. We brought in trader Alex Strofe. He's been off the show for a while, but you know what? For a big day like today, Alex, we want to get your opinion as well. But boys, if the mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's crush a Coors Light.
What kind of day, what kind of crushing ratio are we going to be at today for crushing Coors Light, Matt Hamilton?
You know what? It should be higher, but I've got a doubleheader in curling tonight after the show, so I probably will put it off for quite a while. But at like 8:30 when I'm done curling tonight, I'll probably have a couple. Maybe pour a little bit out for my boy Aaron Rodgers.
Mike the Postman chimes in. Boys, I see that the Bucks are the first team to clinch a playoff berth. The Badgers made Sweet 16 of the NIT.
Yeah, they did.
Anything else interesting happen recently? So Mike the Postman ready to move on from Mr. Aaron Rodgers. JJ and Poinette chimes in. He's both sad and relieved, but more sad than relieved.
I think I'm in that boat. I mean, don't get me wrong. I didn't enjoy these 3 seasons of Will I, Won't I? But, I mean, when you just go back and look at the body of work, it's sad. We had 15 years of when he was a starter that you didn't have to worry about who your quarterback was. You knew that you were in the absolute best position to win because he was your quarterback. And that sort of like comfortable feeling is gone. Now we have to wait and see what Jordan Love has. Maybe he can work his way into that spot, but right now I'm already thinking like drafts. Like, are we going to do bad this year? Do we try and move up in the next year's draft to get a quarterback? Is Jordan Love the guy? Are we going to ride this guy too long because he's not what we need or expect in Green Bay after 30 years of watching elite quarterback play? It's going to be very different, and I'm just not looking forward to it, so I'm sad for the most part.
A secret one chimes in. Relieved now. Will laugh my butt off when the Packers end with a better record than the Jets next season.
Oh, hot take.
Look, Aaron Rodgers went from arguably the worst division in football to one of the better divisions in football, and he went from, a top 3 quarterback in the NFC to top, 6 or 7?
5 or 6.
6 or 7 probably in the AFC. Then you got Gerby chimes in. Don't care, all Badgers, all the time. Oh, yeah, let's get a baseball team.
Okay. Very relevant. Thank you for chiming in. Look, I'm with you, Matt. Today's a day of gratitude, right? He's the greatest Packer to ever do it. It's a really sad day. But no, I mean, I hope the best for him. I hope he doesn't go win a Super Bowl, but I hope he wins an MVP, his 5th one, right? I hope he can lead the Jets to the playoffs in a really tough AFC East. But today's a sad day. It's the start of a new era, but I mean, he kind of confirmed something we've known all along, right? And that's the fact that he has interest in New York, that the meeting with the Jets last week went well, and the Aaron Rodgers era is over in Green Bay. That's what it is, but it's a sad day.
I got bad news for you, though. The drama ain't over for any of us. We're now covering 2 football teams next year. We are covering the Green Bay Packers, but we will have to react continually, and the New York Packers. Aaron Rodgers complains over and over last season, I don't have enough weapons. Then he calls the Jets and says, bring all my weapons to New York.
Well, I mean, they had quite a few weapons to start with.
Brett LeClaire chimes in 844-770-3776. Start the love train as soon as that show is over. We have Gary and Madison chimes in, forever grateful for what he did for the Packers, but beyond relieved he came out and said what he did. The man is as transparent as mud. Chris from Manitowoc Waters chimes in, finally relieved that Rodgers is leaving. But for the first time in all of this, I'm somewhat disappointed with the Packers brass for how greedy they are for trying to get more from Aaron Rodgers than what he's worth. Not where you thought he was going, Matt Hamilton. To get the deal done, just get the deal done and move on so we can be done with this and sign free agents. The Adam and Madison chimes in. At least we know if the Jets go deep in the playoffs, the AFC Championship will be as far as they go. Brett Madison chimes in. It's sad to move on, but I don't think I'm relieved yet. This isn't over until the trade officially goes through. Brett Auclair says, Strofe, get closer to the camera. He can only see your hand.
I'll work on that.
He's crying right now, and he is a really ugly
So we are
crier.
asking you, 844-770-3776, are you sad or relieved that Aaron Rodgers let the world know he wants to be traded to the Jets? You said this is a day of reverence for Aaron Rodgers, but Packer fans get to decide how they want to feel today. Right. And a lot of Packer fans are saying, bye. You messed around and found out. They're about the G, not about 4 or 12 in this case. And Diva 12 is out in New York.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I was a Packers fan long before I was an Aaron Rodgers fan, but obviously, like I called him before, he's the greatest Packer to ever do it, in my opinion. And so today's a day of gratitude. It's really the last day that Matt Hamilton gets to wear his Aaron Rodgers jersey proudly, right? And it'd still be relevant. Now, my question is, how long will this take, right? Because we've been talking for over a week of, hey, we think Aaron Rodgers and the Jets are connected. We think Rodgers will end up in New York. But how long will it take before we actually have a finalized deal in place? Because all the reports today now are the Packers have dug their heels in, the Jets are offering a certain amount, and they haven't met in the middle yet. It might take some time. I'm starting to get under the impression this might be another week, maybe another month. They have a lot of time, the Packers do, and I think the leverage, for the first time since Mark Murphy blabbered his mouth on the WIA State Network last week, I think the leverage is now back in the Packers' favor.
Oh, I totally disagree with that.
844-770-3776. Are you sad or relieved that Aaron Rodgers let the world know he wants to be traded to the Jets? 69% of you say relieved.
Why do you disagree with the leverage aspect?
Because at the end of the day, the Jets still know the Packers don't want Aaron Rodgers back.
Right.
So I don't feel like they really have room to stand on. They had Aaron Rodgers say, I plan on playing as a Jet, and you would think like that kind of puts the leverage back in the Packers' hands. But the Packers are never taking him back. The Packers can't afford his contract and be decent at all next year. And the Jets know that. So the Packers might be trying to play this hardball right now, but when push comes to shove and they start, when they need to and are required to start making some moves to make this team better around Jordan Love, they need to get that cap room cleared. The Jets can just sit and wait him out. The Jets can literally sit and wait him out, and the Packers really don't have control.
Well, that's not really true because, as we saw during legal tampering, you can agree to deals in principle. So the Packers can still agree to deals. You don't have to have this stuff set until the trade is in motion. Like trades, things have been done for a while now. We all know there's workarounds in the NFL. So the Packers can sit and hold this for so long. There's not a ton of cap relief they're going to get. And so the Packers can hold this and do what they want with it because if they want someone right now, they can figure out how to get them. And if we're talking holding this out till through the summer, then you're getting bottom tier one-off, let's take a flyer on a guy free agent anyway. So the Packers do have some leverage here. They're not going to get this Stafford deal, but the Packers are, and I think if you're a Packer fan, you better be hoping that Goody is, in which I believe you still are, you should be hoping that Goody is holding the Jets' feet to the fire in this case because Aaron Rodgers obviously has gone out of his way to eliminate any sort of leverage for the Green Bay Packers with his words today. Like he is actively working against the Packers at this point with his comments today because to your point, he is trying to eliminate their leverage because he wants his new team to have the best assets as possible. Aaron Rodgers, for all intents and purposes, is no longer a member of the Green Bay Packers, and he is actively working against them now because he doesn't want the Jets to give up anything of substance because he wants those things for himself with his new favorite team, the New York Jets.
Right. So what I'm saying is Aaron Rodgers, by saying he wants to be a Jet, did not push any control back to the Packers. The Packers still have his cap on their books. The Jets could literally go out tomorrow and sign Marcus Mariota and be like, we've got a quarterback, didn't impact our cap, at all. Like, yeah, we're probably not going to win a championship with Marcus Mariota, but you're just going to have to sit there and enjoy whatever Aaron Rodgers does. Because like you said, it's not a done deal yet. The Jets could literally dig in and say,
no, but Aaron Rodgers nixed that because
theoretically they could, but I don't think it'll
how did Aaron
the
Rodgers
Jets also have the Jets have to absorb because he said I'm going to play for the Jets, which means the Packers can't take him back. So the Packers have but if he's not going to play for the Jets, his other thing he was saying he was going to retire. So it's the Jets are bust, and so. Aaron Rodgers now has put the Packers in a position where they can't even think about trying to trade him anywhere else because Aaron said, I want to play for the Jets. He didn't want to say, I want to play for somewhere not Green Bay. He said the Jets specifically. Again, Aaron Rodgers is now actively working against the Green Bay Packers. The second he said, I want to play for the Jets. And the Jets have to absorb this cap number so they can't mess around and sign a bunch of guys either. So both teams have the same timeline to your salary cap.
They're not required to sign at all.
At this point, they have to bring in his deal. They have to have room.
There's no deal in place.
As soon as you trade for him, they have to have
there's no trades.
Matt, but as soon as they bring him in, they have to have room on their team to do it. So they can't just be signing guys because then they won't have room on their team to do it.
I know, that's why I'm saying you could go out and get a guy like Marcus Mariota for pennies on the dollar and it doesn't matter.
It still matters. They don't have a lot of Matt, they don't have a lot of room. They don't have room to sign a guy for $8 million, which is what Marcus Mariota would cost. They're not going to have a lot of. The second you acquire Aaron Rodgers, you have no wiggle room. So the Jets have been making moves the last few days, signing guys, restructuring deals to make room, and they're still not there for the cap hit that will come in from Aaron Rodgers. It's not a secret. They know what it's going to be. Now, can they rework it some with Aaron Rodgers? Absolutely. 844-770-3776. Aaron Rodgers wants to be a Jet. He is no longer going to be playing for the Green Bay Packers. That means everything he is saying and doing going forward is for the benefit of his new team, the New York Jets. William from Madison chimes in. It's a sad day, but just proof that history repeats itself. And hopefully that stays true for what's to come, referring to Jordan Love, who we have not talked about yet. 608 chimes in. Hallelujah. The fans are not going to care as much as the media cares about Rodgers next year with the Jets. I don't think you know what New York is, 608. Jeremiah in Madison chimes in.
Locally, but I would still disagree because we remember, and I know it's a little bit different than you just used the term deja vu, right? When Favre was traded in 2008, fans flocked to New York. People were buying Jets Favre jerseys like absolute crazy, right? Now, I expect there will be a little bit of that next year. Maybe not as much because this has been so dragged out and people are sick of Rodgers. But I think there is still a good portion of the Packers fan base that is Team 12 and will support him in New York. So I think that's a fun aspect of it.
Do you think that portion is smaller or larger than the portion that was Team 4 when Brett went out there?
It's smaller.
Yeah,
it's smaller.
absolutely.
I think people are more annoyed with Rodgers than they were with Favre, which in retrospect is very funny to me because I think Rodgers has been a little bit less of a bad person, but nonetheless.
They didn't know that then, though.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, no, I still think there will be people that care, right? Now, it's just a matter of when this deal gets done. Is it before the draft? Is it after the draft? The Packers don't owe him a huge bonus until I think it's September 1. So you've got a lot of time until you really have to get this deal done, right? Other than headaches for the Green Bay Packers. I think each team has some levers. It's what makes this really fun.
844-770-3776. Tim in Oregon calling in with his thoughts on leverage.
Hey, Tim.
Sean Payton came in there and he's really done fry Russell Wilson. The Packers could just swallow Aaron Rodgers and move on. You know, it's like you can't be held hostage by just the salary. And $40 million is what they're gonna owe anyway. So they're just trying to get $20 million in compensation, like a bunch of draft choices. But are they any worth anything? Why can't you just get people off the free agent market that are worth $3 or $4 million instead of a draft choice? It's not even proven. So the Packers have a lot more leverage. They've cleared a lot of cap space. I think the Packers are in a lot better position than the Jets.
Tim, thanks for the call. The Packers want the draft picks because it's cost control. It's part of the
Packers build from within. Getting guys outside in the free agency is. I know Goody has done it a little more recently, but They're not going all
They're
in
not
on
big
Jordan Love.
splashes, right? Like Goody has never been a big splash guy. So he's been very low risk, high reward.
So to the point of the Packers don't care about what's happening right now, so they can ride this out. They're not. None of this free agency stuff is affecting the Packers. They want to get maximum value.
The Packers ain't going for a Super Bowl next year.
Yeah, Jeremiah Madison chimes in. There's no reason for us to give up Rodgers for anything short of a 1 and 2 minimum. Already working on the argument for firing Murphy and Goody. I'll be chanting that at the owners' meeting. And look, the Packers are going to do their best to hold out here to get maximum value for Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is going to do everything he can to undercut that. And that's where we're at right now. And the Jets are going to try to undercut it. Aaron Rodgers will do what he can to undercut it because now he is, for all intents and purposes, a New York Jet because he declared on his show today, the Pat McAfee show, that he intends to and wants to play for the Jets next season. So he is no longer a member of the Green Bay Packers. So everything he's doing going forward is not in the interest of your favorite team, the Green Bay Packers. And that's where we're at right now. This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
How can you